It was the summer of 19-something
22!
or other, and young, aspiring businessman Nick Carraway had just moved to New York, looking for his future in the bond business. He moved into a cruddy little shack on the cruddy little side of a cruddy little bay, known as West Egg, where nothing extraordinarily exciting ever happens, except for the outrageous parties that mysterious neighbors seem to throw every night. Now across the bay in East Egg is where all the exciting things happen. All the old money lives there, of course. It was in fact where Nick's cousin, Daisy Buchanan, lives, along with her husband Tom. They were very interesting people, careless in a way, and very, very rich. This particular day, Nick decided to pay them a visit.
Now, Tom was a brutish man, the kind you really wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley, but Nick had known him since college. Luckily for Nick, on good terms.
Nick, come in, my boy. We have a lot to catch up on. Daisy, you're a visitor.
Oh, Nicky! How wonderful it is to see you. Do tell me about yourself. How's the family? Where do you live?
Let the man answer, for Christ's sake.
Well, I just moved across the bay to West Egg.
Oh, how marvelous. How do you like it?
It's alright, okay. The neighbors are a little noisy. Do you know who lives there?
They say a murderous fellow lives there. They also say he's a nephew of Kaiser, or a German spy, but no one really knows, because no one's ever seen him before. But he goes by the name of Gatsby.
Gatsby? What Gatsby? And that's how I got the name Candlestick. I know, right?
Would you excuse me? Hello? I told you never to call again.
Who's that?
Tom has another woman. Everyone knows it.
Okay, well, it's been fun, but I think I'm gonna get going now.
All right, Nick, but I want to see you tomorrow. We'll head to the city.
Sounds good.
Tom and Nick made their way through the Valley of Ashes, a dirty, desolate place between the city and island, when they stop at a small mechanic shop.
George, I need some gas. Fill her up.
Hey Tom, when are you ever going to some of that car of yours?
Soon.
George, why don't you go get us some drinks?
Oh, I am.
Okay.
Did you want some ice or just hot tea?
Yes, please.
With or without sugar?
Wait, thank you.
Gotcha.
Let's get out of here. Oh, Tom, let's throw a party and invite my sister for Nick.
That sounds like a great
It's
idea,
okay.
Nick.
Rather not.
I insist.
Daisy, why do you always talk about Daisy?
Nick eventually got away from the wild vulgarity of Tom's party and made his way back home. The next day, Nick received an invitation from Gatsby, cordially inviting him to one of his parties, and Nick thought, why not?
Excuse me, do you know where I can find Gatsby?
Sorry, man.
Do you know where I can find Gatsby?
No.
Fancy meeting you, Harris?
I was beginning to wonder if I'd see anyone I know here.
I hear you're looking for Gatsby. Let's find him.
I'm sorry, old sport, but do I know you?
I can't talk right now. I'm looking for Gatsby.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been a very terrible host. You see, I'm Gatsby.
At that moment, Nick was very intrigued by this man. Maybe it was the way he carried himself or his smile, but Nick and Gatsby became fast friends. They spent the rest of the evening talking, laughing, and having a good time.
Alright, so it's decided. You, me, my yacht tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay. Oh, Miss Baker, may I speak with you alone, please?
Me?
Yes.
Well, all right.
Thank you.
The next morning, after the party, Gatsby's house was calm again. In fact, everything was calm. It was a pleasant day. Jordan had invited Nick to lunch.
So what was it that Gatsby talked to you about last night?
Oh, Nick, it all makes sense now.
What makes sense?
I knew Gatsby looked familiar. I knew I'd seen him somewhere.
When? How?
When we were younger, Gatsby and Daisy used to date.
What?
That's right. And they were in love too. But then Gatsby had a bit of war, and Daisy couldn't be there for him.
So then she met Tom.
Yep. And Gatsby's trying to win her back now. That's why he moved to that huge house across the bay and throws all those extravagant parties. He asked me to ask you if you would invite Daisy to tea.
Tea?
Yes, just tea.
I don't see why not.
The next day, Nick invited Daisy over to his house for tea. He cleaned up his house and made everything very presentable. With a little help from Gatsby, that is.
We have to mow the lawn and we need flowers. Lots of flowers everywhere.
I'm sure you'll be just fine.
No, everything has to be perfect.
You'll be just fine. Well, hello, Daisy.
Oh, Nick, what a lovely place you have. Thanks for the invitation. What's with all the decorations?
Well... hello, Daisy.
Hi, Gatsby?
That's a nice clock there.
Yes, it is.
Well, I think I'm gonna leave you two alone.
Nick left, and Gatsby and Daisy began to warm up to each other again. They spent the rest of the afternoon together. They talked, and Gatsby showed her his huge house and all his fancy clothes. It was just like old times.
Oh, Gatsby, this is just marvelous.
Oh, isn't it though? It could all be ours. Would you like to come to my party tomorrow?
Alright, see you then.
Okay.
Who is this Gatsby fellow anyway?
Don't worry about it, Tommy. Just have fun.
Hello, Daisy. Tom. What do you think?
It's marvelous.
Oh, Tom, would you mind if I stole your wife? For a dance, that is. I would have no intention of actually stealing your wife. That'd just be ridiculous.
That's fine by me.
Oh.
I don't like this Gatsby fellow. He's some bootlegger or con man. We need to find out more about him.
Eventually, everyone left, and the party ended, and Nick found Gatsby standing alone, looking rather depressed.
She didn't like it.
Now, how could you possibly know that?
Because she wasn't happy. She didn't like it.
You can't repeat the past.
Can't repeat the past. Why, of course you can, old sport. Of course you can.
Oh, it's so hot. I can barely stand myself. Let's go to the city or something.
I'd like to know more about you, Mr. Gatsby. How did you come to have such a fortune?
Oh, I just played my cards right.
Are you sure it wouldn't have anything to do with bootlegging?
Of course not, old sport. Of course not.
You and Daisy seem to know each other quite well.
Oh,
You
it's
have a-
so hot. Let's go out to the city.
Fine, we'll go to the city. Gatsby, you have a nice car. Why don't you let me take it for a spin?
All right. And I'll take Daisy and yours.
This heat is killer.
Don't you women ever stop complaining? I'm tired of this funny business. Gatsby, why are you really here?
Tom! Don't make such a ruckus.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Tom, but your wife is leaving you. You see, she never loved you.
What? Is this true, Daisy?
Oh, I'm afraid so, old sport.
You mean you never loved me? Even when we got married?
Gatsby! Don't make me do this.
Just tell him you never loved him and we can be together.
I know I fooled around, but I always came back.
Just say it, Daisy.
What's going on here?
The bastard didn't even stop. He didn't even stop.
What happened?
Some fancy yellow car came and killed her. Didn't even stop.
A yellow car?
Yes.
I'm afraid to tell you. I know who that was.
Who?
His name's Gatsby.
Do you know what happened? A woman's dead because of you.
I know. I tried to get her to slow down, but she wouldn't stop.
Daisy was driving?
No one can know. I'm just gonna stay here to make sure she's all right.
Gatsby stood there wondering how it could have all gone wrong so fast, wondering if he'd ever see Daisy again. But then...
Gatsby!
Summer nights, mid-July.